Well, good evening, folks. Welcome to Ojai WILD. This is the 14th annual Ojai WILD. See, I even messed that up in the first line. Los Padres ForestWatch has been doing this for 14 years. The organization, of course, celebrating 17 years of good work, protecting our community lands, air, water. And we're really happy to have you with us tonight. Of course, we're still in this COVID moment as we reemerge out of this remote world. We decided tonight this is the best way. I have a secret for you. We're not in Ojai. But that doesn't matter, because what we've learned, one of the silver linings of this pandemic, is that we can connect from anywhere. And of course, we're so grateful to have you all with us tonight. We're here tonight to raise dollars, to celebrate this work, and of course, to learn a bit about what has been happening over this last year here in our region. But to start the program tonight, to really ground us in what we're here to do, I'm very happy to welcome and bring to the screen Julie Tumamayit, who is a Chumash elder, to provide a welcome for tonight's event.
Good afternoon, Haku. My name is Julie Tumamayit Stensley. I'm here in my hometown in the Ojai Valley out here at the Ventura River. This is a place where I grew up as a child. We moved into Ojai in the city when I was 8. So this is my playground. This was my place where we sat around and spent my time looking for the pretty rocks. Never really got too much in the water because I didn't know how to swim. But I played with the ladybugs, we played with the crawdads. It is such a lovely place. It is our watershed here. It is a way that the water makes its way through those high mountains behind me, where it all starts, where the cloud people come in. And I'm here to help send a message. And as Creator flows through us and has us present in ways that, in language that people need to hear and understand from us as Native peoples, I appreciate being asked to send this message in prayer to all of you on behalf of Los Padres ForestWatch and Jeff Kuiper. And thanks to him and all the people who work for him, who work with him, and are behind the scenes, those that volunteer their time and energy for the research that is done and the excellent work that they do to bring all the information to people, and how they are inclusive with the Native communities in our region here. So my thanks goes to them. We are here to talk about the importance of that type of work, that type of activism, and the importance of why sometimes we do have to get in order and get out the strength to align ourselves to a bigger cause. And they're always there to help facilitate that and make that accessible to just get together and spread that message. As we move as Native peoples in our area, we need that help. We need that help not only from organizations like that, but from individuals, people like you who are listening to this, and the strength that you have and the numbers of people that you can reach out to. So there's many ways in which people can help Forest Watch. And so, Creator, I ask at this time in this beautiful, it's June, and here we are with the clouds. I love it. Don't ever disk the weather. It's going to be hot enough. So as our Olop here to the east, I ask Creator to say thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to be able to speak on behalf of my ancestors. This river, this land was the place where my great-great-grandmother, Maria Ricarda, grew up in this river, played in this same water, lived, and unfortunately died in Mission Period, but her family and her spirit are here in this land. I'm so appreciative of that, for people to know where we come from and look at our landscape and understand the importance of this. So I thank you in this transition as we're moving from spring to summer. And we move on to Minawan, the south. So Creator, we thank you again, and thank you, ancestors, for being present with us, that we look to be of service of where we can to help people understand, help people when we do need to have them unite with us and fight with us for the bigger cause, for the greater good, for those future people, our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, our great-great-grandchildren, and all those that have come before us as well, that have led that path and made that road for us to walk on, to remember their voice, remember their words, remember the involvement and the relationship here with this water. Oh, to know all these plants around us and to thank them, even the animals that are incorporated into this place. As we move into this place of summer, Creator, help people understand that we are coming into their home. I wouldn't come into your home and start going through your refrigerator and feed myself. I wouldn't go into your bathroom or in your pool and start taking a shower or swimming in there. I would ask permission or be invited. Remember, there are so many people. When the heat comes in, we're in a drought. Our poor bears, our mountain lions, and all of our four-leggeds, and even those smaller animals are all looking for food and water. We want to keep them here. We want to keep them in the landscape. We don't want them into our cities and into our neighborhoods. Because why? Because they'll get killed. They'll die. So we protect that. And we don't want to crowd these places. You know, this work that we're doing as Native peoples, the work that ForestWatch is doing, is to remind people of the beauty of our natural world, of our Mother Earth, Utash. So we remind ourselves, too, to keep spreading that message, that we protect all life. All life is sacred. And in this space, in this here, our oldest people, our oldest time, our beginnings of time, are out there in our Channel Islands, across Grandmother Ocean. And as we spread out into this landscape, we thank you, ancestors. Hear our prayer. To the west, Watoko. Ancestors, again, we remind you to keep with us, stay with us, remind us of that language, of that strength and that perseverance that is going to be needed, and it has been needed more now than ever, that we walk in this way of strength, of courage, and of truth, so that we can not be afraid to say, I don't know. It is not our fault we do not know some things of our culture. Unfortunately, we will find some things, but Creator, ancestors, help us. Help us so that we can strengthen the bond with our environment, with our spirit guides, with the ancestors of this land and of our communities, so we can teach our children so they grow up to be strong and pliable and have variety, and to be able to speak out and not be afraid, as some of us in the beginning were afraid to come out and speak. So we call for that strength, ancestors. We thank you. To the north, Minwalash, cloud people, thank you, Woya, Woya, so that we bring in the moisture, we bring in the rain, so that we are not finished, so that all of this abundance around us, the cattails, the willow, the sycamores, the grandmother oaks, all the little fish in the water, we thank you so much. We are so grateful for this gift, that we are not finished with that rain. We are fighting many different things and many different agencies. I work with a lot of agencies, and I see that the Los Padres National Forest, they do a lot of good work. I don't have a whole lot against them, but when these circumstances come in about the fires and protection, I understand that. We saw the damage of what fire does, but we also see the damage that colonizing the earth from other nations and bringing in other invasive plants have done to exacerbate those fires and to spread those fires. For the deforesting and the cutting down of trees in Pine Mountain, I'm really not for that. For our sacred places, our mountains, and those places of unique, diverse landscapes, to Mount Pinos, Hewinemu, the place that nobody knows where, our sacred place. In my letter, I said, by going out there and destroying and taking, we are condoning death. We have very strict rules about that place, that center of our universe. So we hope that with our voice, and your voice as well, can help Forest Service understand that fire is natural. Fire is natural when the lightning strike. Fire is unnatural when it's caused by man, in which these last fires were man-made. They were not from nature. Wind came up, joined the dance, and the fires went out of control. But fire in its natural state and controlled is good for us, so we must remember that. As we move forward in our world and supporting the efforts that people need to help in these days through financial. You know, we can't do anything hardly anymore. It really takes a lot of different ways of reciprocity. So my reciprocity here today is giving my time to ForestWatch to talk to you today in this way and just reminding you that we are still here, and in anything that we can do more to help the struggle and the work that needs to be done, we are here. So with that, I thank you. Woyo, Goyo, Kiwanan. Goodbye for now. We thank you.
Thank you so much, Julie, for grounding us in why we're here tonight. This is really something that has been going on, as I said, 14 years for Los Padres ForestWatch Ojai WILD event. I'm Jeff Green, by the way. I'm your host and MC for the night. I'll side gig as an auctioneer later on as well. But I've had the pleasure of working alongside Los Padres ForestWatch and being part of this event for all of that time. And I have to say, this is really what makes this possible. The growth of this event, the growth of the community around this organization is what makes all of this work possible. I think there's a lot of things that come together to make a night like this possible. So many volunteers, this small but mighty staff of a grand total of 6 human beings doing the work of 600, volunteers, donors, all of it. And tonight, many of you also participated in our silent auction. I want to thank you for doing so. You'll see on your screen there that those dollars are now reflected. So we're on our way toward our $100,000 goal tonight. Thank you so much. The silent auction is now closed. Those of you who've been part of it will know shortly if you were winners. I tried myself, so I don't know if any of you outbid me, but it's kind of gauche for me to check right now. So I'm not going to do that. But I really thank you all for participating in that. You know, one of the really beautiful things about what happened over the last year and a half is that people were forced into new situations, forced into new experiences, and many of us just finding a new place to be. And that was outside for so many. So whether it was a backyard, if you had one, or whether it was our public lands, for many of us, that really allowed us to explore. And I have to say that Los Padres ForestWatch, many, many years prior, was thinking about moments like this. Even if they didn't conceive of a global pandemic, they were thinking about what the value of our public lands were. So they have, for all of these years, these 17 years, protected the land, air, and water, been a constant watch on our public lands, which are a public trust. And of course, everybody on this event call tonight, this hosted Zoom event, this Paybe event, I said Zoom, I'm sorry, that's a brand name. It's like calling tissue Kleenex. But anyway, this is all about making sure that we can connect from wherever we are and celebrate this work. So I want to not only acknowledge everybody that's made this possible and put it together, but before we go any further, I want to introduce you to a couple of critical people. I don't mean critical in a bad way, although they're critical sometimes, but important people, crucial to this work, and that begins with the executive director of Los Padres ForestWatch. So you're going to have a couple of videos now. First, a greeting from Jeff Kuiper, the founder and executive director of Los Padres ForestWatch, and then from Hans Cole, who has been a partner for so many years because his organization, Patagonia, has been a partner for so many years. He's the environmental campaigns and advocacy leader for Patagonia. So please take a look at these two welcome videos and a little bit about their work and their tie to this fine organization.
Hi there. Thanks so much for joining us tonight to help support Los Padres ForestWatch and our work protecting our region's public lands. It's our 14th year of hosting this event, and we are honored that we can still come together no matter the circumstances. In these turbulent times, it's reassuring to know that some things never change. Extreme heat, we still come together. Unexpected rain, we still gather. And after 4 years of an exhausting battle to defend our public lands from a hostile administration, we have persevered through a global pandemic. So here we are, all of us together tonight, still gathered to support this wonderful cause of protecting our region's public lands. Some things never change. Also unchanged is our commitment to doing everything we can to protect places and wildlife that we hold dear, right here in our own backyard. Places like the Los Padres National Forest, Carrizo Plain National Monument, Pine Mountain, Sespe Creek, Matilaha Falls, Rose Valley. This commitment will never change. We will always fight as hard as we can to protect these lands that belong to all of us. We will write letters, we will meet with decision makers, we will review technical documents, and we will serve as an extra set of eyes and ears out in the field to document and report environmental damage. We will organize volunteer projects to clean up trash and help make the forest a better place for us all. And we will inspire youth and families from underserved communities to experience our public lands, growing our next generation of environmental protectors. We will always do everything we can to protect our local wilderness. That will never change. Thankfully, some things do change. We're looking forward to working with the new administration in Washington, D.C. to rein in oil drilling and fracking on our public lands. But the oil industry won't go away without a fight. It will throw millions of dollars and thousands of attorney hours to challenge any forward progress that we try to make. And we're seeing that play out right here in Ventura County, where oil companies and their lobbyists have filed no fewer than 10, that's right, 10 lawsuits against common sense steps to improve oversight of this dirty industry. But this change, it doesn't come easy. We have a lot of work to do to clean up the damage left by the previous administration. The Forest Service still has the same policies in place and the same leadership. They are forging ahead with proposals to log ancient trees on Pine Mountain, Reyes Peak, and Mount Pinos, using loopholes that allow these projects to be approved as quickly as possible while shutting the public out of the process. Some things never change, even when we really want them to. But that's why our work is so important and why your support is so critical. No matter how powerful the forces are that we're up against, no matter how entrenched the agencies are, and no matter what opportunities we encounter today or what challenges are thrown at us tomorrow, we know that we have you by our side every step of the way. With your support tonight, ForestWatch will do what it's always done. We will fight for our public lands. We will advocate. We will educate. We will motivate. And yes, when all else fails, we will litigate. We will do everything possible so that these lands and the wildlife that depend on them are here tomorrow for current and future generations and for the health of our climate and our planet. You make our work possible so that we can serve as a steady beacon of hope and progress no matter what this crazy world throws our way. So thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight, virtually amongst friends and good company. We look forward to seeing you in person next year. But until then, we have lots of work to do, and with your support tonight, we can do it. Let's have some fun, and then let's get to work.
Hi, my name is Hans Cole, and I lead the environmental activism team at Patagonia. I'm speaking to you from my home where I live and work here locally on Chumash ancestral lands. I really appreciate having the opportunity to be here tonight to say thanks to the entire Los Padres ForestWatch team for their work protecting our community and our local environment, and to say thanks for everyone attending this event for supporting their work. Los Padres ForestWatch knows that protecting our forests, public lands, and wild places brings so much benefit, so many good things to our community. It's about the health of our community and families. We all know that through the past year, having access to protected lands, healthy, open, accessible outdoor spaces has been critical for literally our physical and mental health. These are not luxuries for the few, but resources and opportunities that must be protected and accessible for all community members. Taking that to another level, it's about protecting clean air and water. Our region and all of our communities benefit from these basic life necessities that come from protected ecosystems and pushing back hard against the detrimental impacts of extractive industry. It's also about protecting lands that are sacred to indigenous people. Public lands are ancestral native lands, and ForestWatch is elevating voices and helping educate the community that these lands have huge cultural significance for Chumash people in particular. Finally, this local work, protecting this ecosystem right here in our community, is also about addressing the most global issue of our time, climate change, and providing climate resilience. When you think about proposed logging that ForestWatch has been fighting You've seen their action alerts. These mature trees and ecosystems sequester carbon and provide critical habitat and refuge for wildlife. We need these places now, and we'll need them increasingly in the future. Patagonia is a long supporter of Los Padres ForestWatch for all these reasons, and because we know that Jeff and his team understand that to protect a community resource, you have to engage the community. So tonight I'd like to encourage all of us to be as generous as possible with Los Padres ForestWatch. This is a community-based group, and with its track record of impact and close engagement with all of us, it really needs, and they really need our support. We need them to continue to be here on the ground, fighting for the things that matter most. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Hans. Thank you so much, Jeff, for all of your work over these many years. So this is why we're here. This is what we do, and this is why you're all here. And I want to thank all 318,000 of you for signing on tonight. And you can't prove me wrong. You don't know how many people are on tonight. I have a little screen right here that I'm going to keep looking at occasionally, and I'm going to shout out some names. I'm going to shout out some numbers. But I just want to say thank you all for being part of tonight's event. So we are raising funds because funds are what make this work possible. Nonprofits of all shapes and sizes operate because generous donors believe in the work, and they show their belief by their donations. And that's what you've all done tonight. We are well on our way to a beautiful record-setting event tonight. We're gonna divulge some of that good news as we go along tonight. You can see already, if you look at your screen, you can see the numbers there. We've got a little ticker going. We're just south of $20,000, and that doesn't even count all the fabulous sponsors who we'll talk about later, who made this evening possible. So I want to thank you all for what you've done already. But right now we have a 5-item auction, just a 5-item auction. We're going to keep this simple. We're going to keep this fast. We're going to keep this fun. And my job is to ask you to give whatever you can. And of course, tonight, these 5 are all experiences. So you might notice we're sending you away to other places. Please don't take that personally. This is because we love you. This is because we want you to have fun. We want you to enjoy yourself. And now, with things reopening, we believe there's an opportunity for you to go experience and enjoy the world around us. That's what we've always done here. And we're going to start right now. We have 5 items. If you look at your screen, what you're going to see is a series of buttons. You're going to see a little bit of a description of the item. You're going to hear me babbling endlessly about that item and talking about why you, in fact, should be bidding on it. And then you're going to have a chance to hit that number and hit that number and hit that number. And do you get the idea? Hit that number again. And we're going to raise that until we've raised so much money that, frankly, Jeff and the team don't know what to do next. And that's not a bad place for them to be. So we love this work. We care about this work. We're committed to this work. And this auction is going to help us get there. So I'm going to start with item number 1. Item number 1 is a dinner with the stars. Now, that is literal. We're talking about the actual stars up there in the sky. So let me tell you a little bit about this. This is a dinner for 10 at an observatory hidden away in the hills, overlooking the Ojai Valley. Remember, this is Ojai WILD. This is a wild part of Ojai, the observatory is. You and your guests will be able to go up there, watch the beautiful sunset from high above the valley. And in the meantime, Chef Richard Maxwell and his crew will prepare a farm-to-table dinner for you all to enjoy. You'll be on the deck of an observatory. And I'm not talking just any observatory. This is a place that is professional grade and then some, watching the stars. And of course, what you're going to have with you there is not only the observatory, the telescope itself, which, by the way, for you telescope nerds, I'm going to tell you, this is a plane wave CDK 700 telescope with a 0.7 meter lens aperture on the fully robotic dome, by the way. If you don't understand what I said, I don't care, because you know that this is something you want to do. So you're going to get to eat dinner up there, look at the beautiful view, and then the director, John Swift, Dr. John Swift, will be with you to not only give you a tour of the observatory, but frankly, let's be honest, a tour of the universe. And, well, okay, at least the visible part of the universe. So that's what this first item is. It's a dinner, and it's a beautiful tour of this observatory. It expires sometime next year in June. So anytime between now and end of June next year. So you got a year. You got 12 full months to make this work. And this is donated by Dr. John Swift, the food service director, Richard Maxwell, and Chef Logan DeBone. All a credible package here. We're going to be very kind to you right now. We're starting the auction here, and we're going to start it at $500. So I'm going to look at my screen, and I'm going to look for those who want to start us off at $500. And if you've already jumped past $500, as apparently you have, we're going to go ahead and say, great, we're at $800. Look at that. Rachel Berkeley is already at $800. So we're going to ask you to go to $1,000. Who wants to go to $1,000 for this? Now, in this live, this sort of remote world, there's a little bit of a time delay. So I'm going to be looking at my screen. I'm going to see your name and your number, and I'm going to shout you out, and I'm going to say, yay, look at you. But what we're here to do right now is get above this $800 mark. We're already here. Let me see what I see here. I see something coming in. I'm going to tell you, you're getting a tour of the universe. So this is not just a tour of something local. This is a tour of the freaking universe. We're looking here for $800. We're going for $1,000. Looking for $800. Going for $1,000. I'm looking for $1,000. Do I see it here? I see a bid of $800. Thank you, Rachel. I see $900. Okay, fine. You don't have to listen to me. We have a live studio audience, by the way, people. These live studio audience. Would you like to make yourselves known? Come on, people. Yes! See, I told you this small but mighty staff does the work of like 10,000 people. So that's like the sounds of 6 people in a small studio here at Oniricom Studios. Anyway, all right, we're here at $1,000. Thank you, $1,000. Rachel's clearly interested. Thank you, Rachel, for what you're doing. Now, everybody else, please challenge Rachel for the right to this beautiful dinner. So 10 folks, if you divide that by 10, that's $100 a piece. That is a bargain because, frankly, you spend that at any decent restaurant in this region. And this time, you're going to be up on the deck of an observatory overlooking the Ojai Valley with a tour of the universe. So let's go better than that. Let's go to $1,200. I'm looking for $1,200. I'm looking for $12,000, actually, but I'm just going to say $1,100 works. Thank you, Ruth. Ruth LaSalle, thank you so much. Let's give a cheer for Ruth. We got a cheering section right here. We're going for $1,200. We got $1,100 looking for $1,200. $1,100 looking for $1,200. I'll tell you that this is really valued somewhere around $3,000. So right now we're in bargain territory, and I respect that because we all need a break and a bargain. But nonetheless, this is for Ojai. This is Ojai WILD. This is for Los Padres ForestWatch, and so this is for the work. So we got $1,100. We're looking for $1,200. We got $1,100 looking for $12. $1,100 looking for $12. I can say that incessantly for about an hour and a half. So if you don't want to hear me keep doing that, please go ahead and bid. So we got $1,100 looking for $1,200. $1,100 looking for $1,200. This is a tour of the universe, a dinner professionally prepared with 9 of your friends if you're going yourself. Or you could frankly give it to a bunch of friends that you want to get them out of your face. You get them up there on the hill. They will not bother you for a night. They'll be up there eating dinner, looking out through the telescope and enjoying themselves. We got $1,100 looking for $12. We got $1,100 looking for $12. We got $1,100 going once. See, this is where I dare you to just leave it for $1,100. And Ruth, I love you, but I think somebody else might bid. We're going to go $1,100 going twice, and we got $1,200 from Rachel. Thank you so much, Rachel. Give her a cheer for Rachel. All right, Ruth and Rachel, I think you should all talk to each other because, frankly, here's what you could do. You could get together, you go ahead and bid $3,000, and then you could split it in half. You could join your friends. You could make new friends. You could meet each other. I mean, you might be best friends for all I know. I don't know. I don't really have any idea. But if you did that, then you would be able to make new social connections, enjoy the universe, enjoy some dinner, and Los Padres ForestWatch would be happier. Okay, we got $1,200. So we're going to start this back at $1,200 going once, $1,200 going twice. Ladies and gentlemen, is this the last call? I'm going to speak really slowly like this, and you're going to see me do this like 5 more times, so just get used to it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to announce to you, the winner of the first item tonight is Miss Rachel Berkeley. Congratulations, $1,200. Give her a big hand. Woo! Thank you. And that's how this is going to go. So we're going to go to number 2. Number 2 is a 7-day stay at the Ranch Malibu. Not the Malibu Ranch, folks. The Ranch Malibu. The Ranch Malibu, this is a pretty unusual, pretty amazing, pretty unique situation. We have a 7-day getaway, but this isn't the kind of getaway where you chill out by the beach and just hang out. This is where you go and all of those New Year's resolutions that you made, all of those dry Januaries, all of those things you said you were going to do that you didn't actually do, you're going to do it. So this is a 7-day stay and private accommodations, a limit of 23 guests at a time, daily guided hikes, afternoon fitness classes, daily yoga, meditation, massage, a vegan diet, plant-based meals, all to make sure that all of those nutritional health goals that you've ever had in your life, plus about 16 more, you achieve. So this is a week at the Ranch Malibu. So here it is. Daily routine. The routine is 6 hours of low-impact exercise complemented by structured nutritional diets, plant-based, all of it. It's an experienced, dedicated staff is actually guiding you through this entire process. You start each day with breakfast and then a 4 to 5 hour hike through the beautiful Santa Monica Mountains. If you know the Santa Monica Mountains, that is a welcome way to start a day. You get lunch and they're gonna let you nap then, just then. And then core and ab work, weight training sessions if you want them, daily massage, evening yoga, followed by dinner, all of it together for an entire week. Now, this is a 200-acre property in the Santa Monica Mountains, just a few miles from the Pacific Ocean. You can see down to the ocean. 19 private cottages, all beautifully decorated. This expires sometime July next year. I'm sorry, by July 1st, June next year. So you got a year to do this. Tremendous value. And we're going to start this off. This is a new item for us, so I want to thank those who got this. This is going to start at $700. You've already gone to $1,000 just from me babbling, and I want to thank you for that because I wanted to buy you some time. So we got $1,000. Thank you, Jean-Luc. We got $1,000 right here. We're going to go to 15. We got 1,000. I'm going to ask you for 15. You've clearly demonstrated that you don't care what I ask you for, and that's okay. I'm just the auctioneer / MC / guy who's asking you for money. But we've got $1,000. We got $1,100 right there. Thank you, Chris. Chris has given us $1,100. We got a cheering section. 11, let's go to 12. Okay, you want $100 increments? We're going to do $100 increments. We got 11, we're looking for 12. 11, we're looking for 12. Remember, 7 days. So like even if you only paid $100, oh, look at you. You're getting a bargain. Like you can't stay at a cheap motel for this. Not in the Santa Monica Mountains at least. Santa Monica. You like that? Santa Monica? I just made that up. All right, we got $1,100 looking for 12. $1,100 looking for 12. Chris is at $1,100. Chris is $1,100. Chris has friends, but guess what? This is only for one person because they are going to work you. So Chris, oh, Heather's at 12. Thank you so much, Heather. Give Heather a hand. Heather's at $1,200. $1,200 for this week of working out and coming back being healthier than you've ever been in your entire life at the Ranch Malibu. So we got $1,200 looking for 13, $1,200 looking for 13, 12 looking for $1,300. See, I'm just moving back and forth and I'm just starting to jog like this. See, I'm starting to sweat a little bit in the lights. This is nothing compared to what you're all going to be doing, but you're going to have a beautiful place to do it. And I'm frankly in a small room. It's a beautiful room. Thank you, Jacob Tell. It's a beautiful room, but we're going to go ahead and ask for $1,300 from Chris. Look at that, Chris and Heather. All right, Chris and Heather. I think we know who our customers are here. We got $1,300 looking for 14. This is actually over $8,000 in value because people pay a lot of money to make sure professionals are watching them day and night to put them through this routine to make sure that they really reach their goals. But, you know, you're going to get a bargain. $1,300 looking for 14. 13 looking for $1,400. We got $1,300 looking for $1,400. Wandering into the Santa Monica, see? Santa Monica Mountains, massage, yoga, meditation, and a lot of healthy food with a whole bunch of people telling you the best way to do this and make sure you stay and reach your health goals. Here we are at $1,300. We're looking for 14. $1,300 we're looking for 14. $1,300 going once. $1,300 going twice. Last call. Do I have a 14? Come on, Chris. Come on, Heather. Chris is in the lead. What do you think, Heather? Once, twice, 3 times. Oh! Hello, Kim. Welcome to the program. All right. Kim Natzel. Thank you, Kim. $1,400. Kim is back in the lead now, and Chris and Heather are going, what happened? I thought I was there. And yet, this is what happens when you have 315,000 people signed on to your virtual event. Again, you can't prove me wrong. All right. We've got $1,400 from Kim. All right, 14 looking for 15, 14 looking for 15. Let's go for the $1,500. Please, 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 please. I'm not going to beg you. I just did. I'm not going to beg you again, though. I just did. Let's go to $1,500. We got $1,400 going once, $1,400 going twice, and this has been, pause. It didn't glitch. No, that's just me. Sold to Kim. Thank you so much, Kim. Congratulations. Give her a hand. Woo! All right. I got to say, you know, this remote delay time situation is really fun to play with. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I got another item for you. This is item number 3 out of 5. Item 3 out of 5 is a 4-night hosted B&B stay. Now notice we're sending you further and further and further away. It's not because we don't love you. We do, and that's why we want you to travel and enjoy the world and the planet on which you reside. This is the Edinburgh Festival, Edinburgh, Scotland, of course. This is a 4-night hosted B&B stay for 2. It is a beautiful place, and of course we have a donor who is a part-time resident of this fine, fine, fine city, who is actually your host and can tell you a whole bunch, if you'd like, about what you're in for. This is the Stockbridge neighborhood. neighborhood, cafes, restaurants, farmers market, river walk, 2 national galleries of modern art, Royal Botanical Gardens, includes breakfast and orientation tour, and of course the Edinburgh Festival takes place in August. You can go then, but you don't have to. If you just want to go to Edinburgh, it's okay. You can talk to them, you can find a date. We want you to do that. Guests are open to basically work it out with a host. That's what we're saying here. So it does not include airfare. It expires September of next year. So you got any time between now, September of 22 to get to Edinburgh. But this is an amazing opportunity to spend 4 days, 4 nights, so maybe technically 5 days if you go one day, come back on the other. But it's a beautiful B&B for 2 people. So we're going to start this off. We got $700. I was going to start you off at $500, but thank you, Jean-Luc. You got $800 from Chris. Thank you so much, Chris. We got $800. Look, how about $900? We like $100 increments tonight, apparently. So I'm just going to go with that. So let's go to $900. This is easily worth $1,500. So Chris is at $800, looking for $9. $800, looking for $9. This is 4 nights in Edinburgh. You go away, you experience something in the beautiful Isles of Europe, and of course the Edinburgh Festival is world famous. All of the arts and entertainment, all the things that happen through August. There's several festivals through that month, and Edinburgh just really comes alive. It's an amazing place. I was there years ago, not during the festival, but we want to make sure that you get a chance. So Chris is at $800. We're looking for $900. Chris is $800, looking for $900. Looking for $900. Remember, this is for Los Padres ForestWatch. This is something you could do on your own, but why do it on your own? Do it for Los Padres ForestWatch, because of what you're going to be doing is offering really the opportunity for us to continue to protect our public lands, the Los Padres Forest, one of the amazing forests, national forests throughout so much of California, a huge space, and these folks have been making sure it is safe, secure, well cared for nearly 20 years. So we've got Chris at $800. Chris at $800 looking for $900. Chris at $800 looking for $900. Chris, I gotta say, you're my favorite bidder tonight because you are always here for us. So thank you. So Chris is at $800, looking for $900. Chris is at $800 for 4 nights. You can do the math on that. You can get yourself to Edinburgh. Use all those miles you saved up during the pandemic because you weren't traveling. Of course you weren't, because they weren't going to let you. So how about now? Now it's all opening up. We've got $800 going once. We've got $800 going twice. And we've got Jean-Luc. Thank you so much, Jean-Luc. $900. I really think that this particular item deserves a 4-digit bid. I want to thank Nicola Bennett for donating this, and this is of course your host who lives part-time here in the Ojai Valley and can tell you all about everything you need to know that I cannot possibly tell you tonight. But thank you, Nicola. And of course, thank you so much, Jean-Luc. $900, we're going to start this over going once. $900 going twice. Slow motion pause because of the delay. And we are going to sell it to Jean-Luc for $900. Done. Thank you so much, Jean-Luc. Give him a hand. Okay, that was the hump right there. So now we're in items 4 and 5. There's item 4 and 5. Here's what we got. 2 things. We're not sending you anywhere necessarily. Well, a little bit. Okay, on this one. We have Santa Barbara region, Ventura region, all of this region between LA, all the way up to Salinas, all of the Los Padres world has an amazing array of talented artists, entrepreneurs, folks that do incredible things. Among those are one of our really incredible photographers, Chris Burkhardt, who has a world famous reputation as a photographer. He's had clients like Apple, Patagonia, National Geographic, ESPN, and he does his work on a geological timescale, really. Spends many, many months and years watching the processes here on our planet. And one of his specialties is the glacial rivers of Iceland, and watching those rivers of ice move and photographing them over time. We have a 40 by 60 canvas piece from Chris that we are auctioning off tonight. And not just the piece itself, but a chance to actually tour his studio. When he is not traveling the world, he's in Pismo Beach in here in our backyard. And this was a piece, the photograph that we're auctioning off tonight was actually a photograph taken in Iceland and one of his many trips. You also get a book, Glacier's End, which actually gives us really a voice to what's happening in Iceland in all these glacial rivers, glacial troughs, this glacial landscape. 145 pages of stunning aerial photographs of his work up there. And this is something that you really just can't go and buy. So tonight we have a 40 by 60 canvas, a copy of At Glacier's End, and a tour of Bricard's studio. And we're going to start this very kindly tonight at just $400. And I see that Chris has already jumped in at $400. Look at that. All right. So we are going to ask you to please take a look. There's a visual there on your screen. If you looked at the materials before tonight's event, you saw this image. It's really incredible. Of course, we know this from seeing little bits and pieces on our planet. Most of us don't get to see this in person. Chris has really made a life and a career out of showing this to people, telling the stories not only of the natural world, but the human connection and what it means there. And so I thank you. Jody's at $500. Thank you, Jody, so much. This is something that, again, one of the things Los Padres ForestWatch has been so proud of over the years is connecting with artists, storytellers, people involved in our cultural and natural history, and connecting this all back for all of us. So thank you to Jody, $500. $500, we're looking for $600. $500, looking for $600. I want to thank Chris for his donation and, of course, his studio. This is something that really does reflect one of the amazing wonders on our planet. Of course, in this era where we're concerned about climate change and what it means, watching how our glaciers are behaving is critical, not just because of the beauty and the art, but because of what it means for our planet. So we got Jody at $500, looking for $600. Jody at $500, we are looking for $600. And Chris, you know, he works with Apple, he works with Patagonia, with National Geographic, and of course now he also works with Los Padres ForestWatch. So let's give him a hand. Jody at $500, we're looking for $600. Jody at $500, we're looking for $600. This comes with the canvas, the book, the tour of Chris's studio, and we want to make sure that this is shared far and wide. So $500. Can I hear $6? $500. Do I see $6? I can't hear anything. I'm in a studio, let's be honest, but I'm looking for $6. We got $500 from Jody. We're looking for $600. $500, looking for $600 or $6,000 if you suddenly get inspired. Check out that beautiful image. It's right there on the screen. You can click on it. And of course, if you want to look at the website, you can see that too. So Jody's at $500 and we're going once at $500. Jody thank you, Jody. At $500, we're going twice. I wanted some whoop whoop from the room here. Let's get some energy, some action, some love. Thank you, Chris, for what you're doing for us. We got Jody once. We got Jody twice. I wanted to pick this up. I have to tell you, Lauren wouldn't let me because it's bolted to the floor. But this gives you a sense of just how big this wall canvas is. It's really big. All right, once, twice. Are we going to go 3 times for Jody at $500? This is an amazing bargain. We're going to go $500. $500 going once, twice, 3 times. And congratulations, Jody. Please take me with you to that tour of the studio. And thank you, Chris. All right. Woo! Did you hear my woo? That's right. I'm doing this because I'm a little warm. Okay, we have one more auction item. This is something we have seen in our auction over the years. It's a tradition, if we can call it that. I want to thank the Wellborn family for always making sure that we have this in our auction. I know you know what this is. This is Casa Puesta del Sol. It's in Punta Mita, Mexico. This is an amazing property right there on the beach. And this is 5 nights and 6 days for up to a dozen folks. So if you haven't yet experienced this, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it right now. It's right there. It's a luxury Mexican Riviera estate. There is a staff there in the house, a personal chef. There's a private pool. There's someone to help clean the space while you're there. It's near surf breaks. It's right off the coast. There's a beautiful reef surf break right there. Golf courses, fishing villages, and of course, you've got some national parks right there. So, acre of land, 3 sides of this property is surrounded by tropical foliage. The forest is right there. It's on a bluff overlooking the ocean, white sand beaches, some of the best snorkeling, scuba diving, whale watching that you can imagine. And it's right there at the foot of the Sierra Madre Mountains. So this is a special place. We're so grateful that this has been part of our auction for a number of years now. And if you happen to be a golfer, I'm not. I can play miniature golf, but that's about it. If you're a golfer, however, there's two, count them, Jack Nicklaus signature golf courses right there nearby. So we're going to make sure that this is open to everyone here on this fabulous event tonight. It's, of course, based on availability anytime between now and July of next year. So you've got really a year and some change to make this happen for you if you do win this tonight. It's an incredible value. It's something that is way, way, way beyond what we're going to start it at. I was going to say we're going to start at 1,000, but in fact, you're already at 1,700. Thank you, Julia. Gosh, Julia's at 1,800. So let's keep pushing this. This is probably $9,000 value. This is an amazing property. We've sold this for thousands of dollars over the years, sometimes even twice because the Wellburns are so generous. Whereas Jean-Luc is at 2,000. Thank you. I've got my favorite bidder crew tonight already. I'm very clear on this. Thank you, Jean-Luc. We're at 2,000. Let's go to 2,500. Let's not play around. We got 2,100. Thank you, Chris. 2,100. Let's push to 25, maybe 3, because we know this is going to go for like $9,000. All right, we're at 2,300. The Wellborns, you own it. Come on, but thank you. Chris at 2,400. Thank you so much, Chris. We're at 24. Let's go to 25. 25 or 26. 26 to 27. 27 to 28. Chris is stuck at 24. I'm sure this is just the delay, because I know you're all bidding like wildfire out there. There's no way you're not. Talk to your friends. I know we can't be in the same room, so you can't whisper to your neighbor across the table and say, I'll tell you what, I'll split this with you. Like, you bring 3 friends, I'll bring 3 friends. Thank you, Serena. Thank you, 2,500. Oh, look at this. Now we got some action. All right, Chris is back in at 2,700. Boom, 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 boom. We got to get up there to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. This is a $9,000 value if it were on the open market. It is not on the open market. It is on your market tonight for all 315,000 of you currently on this very fabulous live event. For Los Padres ForestWatch, we're at 2,800. Thank you. We're going to keep going. We're going to go to 3. I really want to see that start with a 3. What do you think? I'm just going to look here. Yeah, Cicella, thank you so much. Serena, you're back at 29. I'm looking for that 3. I just feel it. I think I need a 3. 3,100. Thank you, Chris. Thank you all. 3,100. Let's go to 35. Maybe remember, 12 people can go. Or if you don't want to be around 12 people, you can just go by yourself. So this is the beauty of it. It's entirely your choice. Or like if you've got 12 people that you want to send far, far away for a week, you can do that too. All right, we're at 3,200. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you. 32, let's go to 35. Let's get to 35, maybe 4. 35, maybe 4, maybe 45. I can remember selling this for more than $6,000 in past years, and I know it's not just because we're not all together. So we're at 3,200. Thank you so much. 3,200. Let's go to 35. We got 3,200. Let's go to 35. We want to get all of you out into the world. This is a beautiful beachside resort, Punta Mita, Casa Puesta del Sol. And we're not talking about Puesta del Sol in Santa Barbara. It's a cool street. I like it too. It's where the Museum of Natural History is. But we're talking about far, 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 far away from here. All right, we're at 3,300. Thank you, Serena. $3,300. Let's go to 35. Let's go to 4. Let's go to 45. You see, I'm getting ahead of myself. Jean-Luc at 3,400. Get my here. Let's cheer it on. Cheer it on. We've got some energy here. You know, if we were all in a big room or a big open space under the oaks, at Ojai WILD, we would all be screaming and yelling and sipping. And thank you, Heather, 3,500. Thank you, Heather. Everybody say thank you, Heather. Thank you, Heather. Yeah. All right. We got 3,500 looking for 4. We got 3,500 looking for 4. I know you like to do this in small increments, and that's all right. You can go like 35-10 if you want to play that game, but it's just going to take longer. That's all I'm saying. I know you like this, though. This is really fun. I'm not sure that I'm that entertaining, but we've got 3,600. Thank you so much, Stella. All right. 3,700. Thank you, Mark. Oh, new bidder in the house. 37. 37. Looking for 38. Looking for 39. I'm getting ahead of myself. Looking for 4,000 thousands. Thank you, Marcus. Welcome to the field. This is the last item of the night, so I think this is where we should really spend our time. All right, again, 2 golf courses for you golfers. 2 national parks nearby for you national parkians. I'm one of those. Acre of land. Tropical forest on one side, beach on the other, bluff top, snorkeling, whale watching. You can do it all. And of course, you have folks there to support you. We're at $4,000. Thank you. Anna and David, thank you so much. We're getting closer now. We're getting closer. I mean, I don't mean to not sound excited. 4,000 is good, but come on, this is working like twice that or more. All right, we got $4,000. We're looking for 4,500. Do we have anybody at 4,500? We got $4,000 looking for 4,500. I'm going to urge you on to 4,500. I'm not sure how to urge you on. Jeff, is there anything I can say that would urge them on to $4,500?
Goes to a good cause.
Goes to a good cause. We're at 41. Thank you, Jean-Luc. Welcome back. Thank you, $4,100. 4,100 looking for 42. 100 looking for $4,200. $4,100. You know, if we get a little bit higher, I got a surprise for you, but I can't tell you what the surprise is until we get a little bit closer. So let's get past that $5,000 mark, maybe closer to $6,000, and maybe a couple more of you can go. But I'm not going to say anything more than that. All right, we got $4,100. Thank you, Jean-Luc. Thank you, Jean-Luc. Jean-Luc, please text everybody else on this call. Oh, Jerome Green. I like your name, brah. All right. I'm a green without an E, but it's still cool. We're good people. All right. So thank you, Jerome. We got $4,200. 4,200 looking for 43. 4,200 looking for 43. 4,200, 43. Now I know there's at least 7 bidders right now because I've been counting in my mind, and I do that, who are really, really wanting to go. So remember, you could share this. You could all get together and say, let's give $10,000 to Los Padres ForestWatch, and then we can all share in this. And good work is done. We have a great time. We can come back and tell people about it, and next year it'll sell for even more. You see how that pays it forward? All right. So Jerome, thank you so much. $4,200 looking for 43 or 44 or 45 or 46 or 47 or 48. Jeff, anything else you can say that will inspire the people?
Everyone who has gone on this trip has raved about it. They come back and they have an unbelievable time.
Everyone, I'm going to repeat that because I don't know if you could hear him on the mic, but you probably could. I just feel like hearing myself talk. Everyone who has ever been on this trip has raved about it, and they've come back and they've told people how good a time they've had, and everybody else has wanted to go. So Jerome right now is in the lead at $4,200. $4,200 going once, and I'm going to do this in slow motion. 4,200, oh, 43. See, I say that once thing and you just get scared. Thank you so much. They say Marcus is back at 40. Oh, Julie is back at 45. This is the energy we're talking about. All right, we got $4,500. We got 46. Thank you so much, Anna and David. How about 47? Can we jump closer to over? If you get a little over 5, I really do have something good I can share with you. All right, we got 46, and think about it. This is all for Los Padres ForestWatch. We got $4,600. I'm going to try this again. $4,600 going once. $4,600 going twice. And we got $4,700 from Marcus. Thank you so much, Marcus. I really don't know what else to tell you other than this is the last big item here tonight for the 14th annual Ojai WILD. Every dollar that you give tonight goes to the work. You know that Ojai WILD supports Los Padres ForestWatch. They've been doing things, frankly, on a shoestring budget for now nearly 20 years. And of course, there's so many wins in this last couple of years. When they have, there's a friendly national political environment, they do great work. When there's not, they challenge that and they make sure that things are protected. So that's what this is all about. And you're going to this fabulous house on the beach for 5 days, 5 nights. Well, let me read from my script. 5 nights and 6 days in Punta Mita, Mexico. So, all right, we've got Marcus at 4,700. 4,700 going once. $4,700 going, oh, 48. See, this works. Thank you, Jerome. All right. Anybody want to jump to 6? You know, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to tell you the surprise. If we can get to 6, we can do this twice. That's what I'm going to tell you. All right, so if we can get to 6, we can do it twice. But you just think on that for a minute. 6 times 2 is $12,000. All right, 4,800 for Jerome. 4,800. Anything else I should tell him? Anything else I can tell him? Anybody? You're all looking at me like, what? All right, $4,800 going once. Thank you, Mr. Jerome Green. Thank you, $4,800 going twice. And we are, $4,900. Thank you, Marcus. Oh, we're inching closer. This is the kind of drama that in my theater days I would have relished. But today, what I really want is the dollars to come to Los Padres ForestWatch. All right, we have a fabulous trip. It's the last one of the night. We're at $4,900 from Marcus. I know somebody's going to go to 5. And then right as I say, going once, twice, you're going to go to 52. And then we're going to get a little closer. And I really want to sell this twice because I want those resources to go to Los Padres ForestWatch. It's happened before. Jean-Luc is at 5. We've finally broken the 5 mark. Thank you, sir. All right, this is still a bargain because 5 nights for 12 people, I mean, it's still less than $100 a night. It's crazy. All right. Did you do the math? I'm a math guy, so I'm doing the math in my head as we talk. All right, thank you, Jean-Luc. We got $5,000. Can we get to $5,500? Can we get to 6? Because if we can get 2 people to 6, we can do it twice. So, Jean-Luc, $5,000, going once. Thank you to the Wellborns for this. You do this every year for us. It's a lovely place. Everybody loves it. And by the way, if you don't have, oh, Marcus is in at 5,100. It just doesn't stop. 12 people. If you happen to have 11 friends, I'm just going to volunteer right now. I am free whatever day you choose. I'd like to go with you. And thank you, Jerome. 5,200. Let's get the cheers. People are going, ow, so close, ow, so close. Thank you, Jerome. $5,200. How about 55? Who wants to go to 55? All right, Jerome's at 52. We're going once. This seems to work. We're going twice at $5,200 for 12 people, not 12 nights. 12 people, 5 nights, 6 days, 53. Thank you, Marcus. Anybody want to do me a favor? Just jump it to 6. Like Marcus and Jerome, for example, if you both really want to do this, just punch in 6 and we will do this for both of you. And you don't have to go together. This is like different, separate, unless you want to, and in which case, cool. But Marcus is on at 5,300. 5,300 going once. 5,300 going twice. And Jean-Luc at 50. You won't give me a break. You will not. You won't give me a break. That's okay. I signed up for this. I did. I really did. I love this. I love you all. We're at 55. Thank you. Heather's back in the game. Heather. All right. Jean-Luc, Heather, Marcus, you are Jerome's back at 5,600. All right, we're so approaching at 6,000. The first 2, we get to 6,000, we're going to do 2 at 6. You're within less than 10%. You know it's worth doing. All right, Jerome, Mr. Green, fellow Mr. Green, you're at 5,600. I'm going to just do this for the sake of it because I know it's about to happen. 5,600 going once. 5,600 going. Wow, Jean-Luc at 5,700. Thank you, Jean-Luc. You make me work for it. Jeff, we're going to have to talk about my fee, which is nothing. Okay. Jean-Luc at 5,700. I'm your volunteer auctioneer tonight. 5,700 going once. 57. I dare you, Heather. I dare you, Marcus. I dare you, anyone else. Anna, David, everybody who's been bidding. 5,700. Let's get to 6,000 and do this twice. And then let's just move on. I'm having a great time. And I love Los Padres ForestWatch, and clearly I love you all. We've got $5,700 from Jean-Luc Laramie. Jean-Luc at 5,700 going once. And now going twice. Ladies and gentlemen, are we going to stop just short of a double sale at just $5,700? What a tragedy, but a wonderful thing. Did I split that razors? Oh, Heather at 5,800. Thank you. No mercy for the auctioneer. No mercy. And that's okay. That's okay with me. We've got $1,500, Heather. Everybody else, please don't tune out yet. This is just getting good. 5,800 going once. Somebody please, desperately, I beg you. I'm going to get on my knees, but you couldn't see me behind the podium. 5,800 once, 5,800 going twice. Let's get to 6,000. And then please, 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 let's do it twice. Somebody's going to dare us at 59. Heather is currently at 58. Oh, the Wellburns are looking at this going, come on, people, what? It's worth $9,000. All right, we've got Heather at $5,800 going once. Heather at $5,800 going twice. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to sell this just pennies shy of the doubling amount, which makes everyone here cheer and scream. And Marcus is in at 5,900. I've never had this experience. I'm losing my voice. I don't care what time it is. It might be 10 p.m. I'm going to start fanning myself because I'm very shiny right now. All right. We're at $5,900. Thank you, Marcus. $5,900. This is the most fabulous slow motion auction I've ever had. And you know what I need. Thank you, Jeff. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers indeed. Oh, Heather's at 6,000. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say this. First, I'm going to do this. Cheers. I'm going to say $6,000. Heather, you're a winner. You're a winner in my book. Congratulations. Let's give her a big hand. Heather has got a trip. And now, the next bidder, whoever shows up on the screen, you're going to have to put in $6,100. But for $6,000, if you match Heather, we're going to send you also for a week to this fabulous trip, which I've been talking about for a half an hour. All right. Anybody, anyone, anywhere. Heather's at 6. Who wants to match her? Heather, you've got it. Thank you so much. I really feel like, Marcus, you deserve this. Jean-Luc, you deserve this as well. Whoever's the next one to click their button right there, we are going to declare you the co-winner of this auction because we can do that. I want to, again, thank the Wellburns for doing this. We're going first, second, and third call. First, second, and third call. And if you frankly want to call up Jeff Kuiper on his cell phone after this and just make it happen, I don't care how it happens. I want it to happen. But we're going to go once. We're going to go twice. And I've got, there's some great chat here. Please write in chat if you want to match Heather. Yes, I agree with you. Please write in the chat if you want to match Heather. All right, Heather's going once. Heather's going twice. Heather's going 3 times. It is sold to Heather. Cheer her on. Jean-Luc, think about it. Marcus, think about it. We want you here tonight. But frankly, we got a lot to talk about tonight. So people, please give a hand to our bidders. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Woo! All right, and I thought I was going to get to take a breath, but I'm not. So here's what I'm going to do. Tonight, one of the other things we do traditionally at this event is we fund the need of the work. And we know that we've had some fun here tonight. We've had a lot of fabulous auction items, but we also just have the core work of Los Padres ForestWatch. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to move really fast. I promise, really fast. We're going to go through some levels of giving, and we're going to give you an opportunity to give where you can. Whatever it is about this work that moves you, whatever it is you love, whatever it is that you believe this work is worth, this is your opportunity to simply say, that's what I'm going to give to make sure this work continues. So we don't have any trips to offer at this point. We don't have any more experiences other than the satisfaction of knowing that Los Padres ForestWatch is going to continue to grow, and after 17 years, they're going to be our collective watchdog on our public lands here in the Los Padres National Forest. So I'm going to start at the top, and the top tonight is going to be $5,000. I'm going to simply ask you if you want to give $5,000 to keep this work going, and you would be amazed what Los Padres ForestWatch can do with $5,000. A mighty team of 6 people, an incredible bevy of volunteers, a dedicated board, and this is what can happen. So $5,000. We're going to see it up on the screen. You're going to see a button. When you press that button, if that is the button you want, press it. I'm going to shout you out and say, woo! And I'm going to say it just like that and that loud because I do still have my voice. And the folks in the room are going to cheer with me. And then we're going to move on down. And whatever it may be, whatever you can give, it is the right number. So please think about what this work is worth to you, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start right here at the top. $5,000. Any donors at the $5,000 level. Jeff, I don't know what $5,000 buys for Los Padres ForestWatch. I'm sure you can tell me off the record another time, or you can shout it across this very echoey room. But we're going to...
5 million acres!
5 million acres. I didn't know you were purchasing land, but that's okay. All right. But whatever you do, it protects the land, it protects water, it protects our public open spaces. $5,000. Anyone want to jump in at $5,000? Please do it now. Hit that button right now. We're going to look for you. 1, 2, 3, and I just paused. This is for dramatic effect. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you, we've got a great bit of news for you tonight. Whatever we can do tonight, we can match it to the $10,000 level because of an anonymous donor. So an anonymous donor stepped forward just before the event and said, whatever you raise during this fund a need, we'll match it up to 10 grand. So I'm looking for somebody at $5,000. Do we have a $5,000 donor? If we don't, I will think about it. That's okay. I will think about it. I will move on to our next one. So we're looking for 5. We're looking for 5. Anybody at 5? If not at 5, we will go to 2,500. All right, we're going to drop 2,500. 2 times 2,500, by the way, equals $5,000. I just want you to know that. So I'm looking for that. We got to, oh, look at that. The Wellborns. Again, the Wellborns come to the rescue. Thank you so much. We got $5,000 from the Welburns. Thank you so much. Not only your beautiful home in Puerto but the cash right here. Thank you so much. We got $5,000. All right, we got 5. We're looking for $2,500. We got 5 looking for $2,500. Who can step forward with $2,500 to keep the work going? We're looking for $2,500. All right, we got 5 from the Welburns. That's wonderful. We're looking for the $2,500. You see that number on your screen. Now, by the way, you can also pledge any number you want. Any number you want, you can do that. But I'm looking for a $2,500 pledge right now. So think about it. If that's in your wheelhouse, if that's something you can do, if you were bidding on those auction items and you didn't quite get it, but you still got the cash burning a hole in your pocket, this is the time to go ahead and give $2,500. So think about it. And by the way, if you call them up tomorrow and say, I want to give $2,500, they're not going to turn you away. So we're going to go with $2,500 once, $2,500 twice. If nobody else at $2,500, all right, we got the 5, we got the $10,000 match. Let's get that match made. Let's go to $1,000. Who can do $1,000? If we can get a 5 more to $1,000, we can make that match. We can get those dollars. And I want to thank that anonymous donor. I want to thank the Welburns for their 5. Anybody at $1,000 cash pledge just to make sure the work keeps going. That's what we're looking for. So I am looking for the $1,000 gift. You can see it there on your screen. It's the big green button. If you got another number in mind, you can pledge that too. We're looking for $1,000. $1,000 for the 315,000 of you out there. I know somebody out there has $1,000 that they want to give to Los Padres ForestWatch. So we're looking for a $1,000 pledge. $1,000 pledge, you think about that. $1,000 pledge times 10 is the 10,000, times 5 matches the Welborns, times 2.5 fills that gap at $2,500. Think about it if $1,000 is your number. If $1,000 is not your number, maybe half of $1,000, which happens to equal $500, is your number. And if it is your number, we want to see that. We want to see you click that button for $500. $500 to, again, move the work forward. That's all we're asking you right now. We want to see you move the work forward. We want to make you have the opportunity really to fund everything that Los Padres ForestWatch does. And that is, thank you so much. We got a $500 pledge right now, and another, and another. We got Anna and David. We got Alan. We got Ethan. We have clearly hit our number. $500 is the magic number. We got a lot of folks out there. We got Anonymous at $100. Thank you so much. We're looking for $500, $250, $100s. Give what you can, but $500 is where we're at right now. I want to thank the 3 $500 donors right there. We got Ethan Stone, we got Anita and David. We got somebody's already off my screen because there was such action right there. $500. All right. If we're going to go, thank you, Alan. $500. $500. We're going to go to $250. $250. Again, you notice the pattern here. We're cutting it in half to get to the range where it works for folks. So $250. Click that green button. Show us your support. I'll shout you out right here if it comes across my screen. But we're looking for $250 gifts right now for Los Padres ForestWatch. Again, this is just to support the work, all of the work across the board and what they do. Thank you so much, Ken. Ken Huff, thank you so much. Give him a hand. $250. Thank you, Ken. Anybody else at $250? $250 is what we're looking for. We love you. We support your work, Los Padres ForestWatch. And here's how we're going to show it. We're going to hit the button. So $250 to keep the work going. Believe me, this staff works overtime with a bevy of volunteers, whole bunch of folks in the community, and the only way this works is because people step forward with their dollars. We're looking for $250, and if not $250, we're going to drop to $100. So if $100 is your number, put it in right now. Say, we're going to give you $100. This is what we want to do. We're over 40,000 in this event tonight, folks. So this is an incredible event already, but we want to see it. David, thank you so much for $250. $250 from David. By the way, keep going. No matter what it is, you can keep plugging that in all night long. We're going to have some more videos, some more information for you, some more about the work. But tonight, what we're asking you to do is please, please give what you can. Linda, thank you so much for your 100. Anonymous gifted 100. Julia, 100. This is wonderful. All right, Terry. Hey, Terry, I miss you. Terry's at 100. We are just, keep them coming. Just hit that $100 button, and we're going to keep it going. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that if you change your mind at 3 a.m. and you wake up and you think, oh my God, I didn't give them any money, you can still do it. You can go online. And the beauty of Los Padres ForestWatch is you can go online to ojaiwild.org/sponsor, and there's all kinds of opportunities to give right there. Karen, thank you, Karen. Wonderful. Terry. So go ahead and do that at your convenience. They take checks, they take credit cards, they take online pledges. It all works. And of course, this is how this work continues forward. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a breath. maybe a beverage. And we're going to show you some more about some of the work of Los Padres ForestWatch. We have 3 videos coming up. Graciela Cabello, who is right here in our studio. Give it a shout out, Graciela. All right. She is Los Padres ForestWatch Director of Youth and Community Engagement. You're going to hear a bit from her. Then we're going to hear from Richard Rojas Sr., who's the Advisory Board Chairperson for Latino Outdoors. Going to talk to you a little bit about the connection between their work and the work of Los Padres ForestWatch. And then our musical guests, the Rose Valley Thorns, are going to play a little bit for you. So please enjoy these next few videos. I will be back with you shortly. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Graciela Cabello, and I'm the Director of Youth and Community Engagement for Los Padres ForestWatch. I'm speaking to you today from the ancestral homeland of the Chumash people. And I'm standing here today in a creek in the Los Padres National Forest. It is the same place that I found myself in March of 2020, immediately after the announcement that the state of California was going under a stay-at-home order to slow the spread of COVID-19. It's my quiet place that allows me to relieve stress and clear my mind. While the outlook appears to be more hopeful now, the memory of what was an incredibly stressful and traumatic time for many is still very much alive. And now that we are slowly coming out of the pandemic in California, we are moving into a time of healing. In my current role, I facilitate outdoor connections for underserved youth and families. While 2020 put a hold on our outings, we have started to collaborate with groups again to fill the need of coordinating outdoor experiences and begin the work of helping to heal our communities through access to nature. Many of the youth that I work with have never visited the forest in spite of living less than an hour away. Some youth come from households where parents work 6 or 7 days a week and don't have time to take their kids out for a day of recreation. Or some families simply don't have the generational knowledge that is often passed down through long-standing traditions of spending time in wild places. And it is a privilege to be able to offer those invitations as part of our work. On a recent hike, I met a teenage girl who was initially reserved, quiet, and seemingly indifferent about being outdoors. As the day progressed and we got further into the canyon, I noticed that she began to ask more questions and engage more with the group. When we reached a rest area at a creek crossing, she sat down and began to draw the dynamic landscape and created a beautiful piece of art in a short time. Later, she said to a colleague that she noticed after the hike she felt more confident talking to others and speaking up in front of the group. This is consistent with what I see often on our community hikes, that spending time in remote wild places away from screens is incredibly beneficial, not only for our physical and mental health, but such experiences also serve to teach us about ourselves and to be active members of society. Over the last year, the pandemic has taught us many things about the importance of access to nature. Our public lands have remained at the forefront of the existing health crisis as places the community consistently turns to for solace, recreation, and other basic needs. We've learned that public health and public lands are intrinsically connected, and we must assign to them the same value that we attach to other essential needs. The majority of youth today spend a lot of time in front of screens and are not as connected to nature as previous generations were. This has been called nature deficit disorder, and the solution to this is to get kids outside and educate them about these places. If they don't feel connected to the environment, they won't value it as much or have an interest in protecting it. When we teach our children and our communities to not only enjoy nature, but to be respectful of it, we can slow down many of the threats to our public lands so that future generations can enjoy the same natural resources we often take for granted, such as open space, clean air and water, and the incredible wildlife that is important to the many ecosystems. I encourage you to join me on this journey and invite someone who perhaps doesn't get outside as much as you to join you on a hike. Thank you for joining us today and supporting ForestWatch.
Hello, my name is Richard Rojas. I am the chairman for Latino Outdoors Advisory Board. We are a volunteer-led national organization of over 130 volunteers serving 25 regions across the U.S. Our mission is simple. We connect youth and families with the outdoors. Thank you to the Ojai WILD campaign team for inviting me to share a few words with you today. I am deeply honored. Some of you may know me from my previous life as a California State Park Ranger, Park Superintendent. It was during my last assignment as superintendent for the district that covered western Ventura and Santa Barbara counties that I learned to appreciate the wildness of our Los Padres National Forest. When my family and I first relocated to Santa Barbara County over 30 years ago, some of our favorite weekend outings including drives up to Figueroa Mountain to see the wildflowers in bloom, summer trips with our family, our children's friends and visitors to Red Rock to explore and enjoy the clear, cool waters of the Santa Ynez River, and of course, day trips to Mount Pinos, where we hiked among the towering pines. Part of our experience as a family was to ensure that our children valued these experiences and these treasured places. You see, for us, instilling an appreciation for our forests, our beaches, and parks by our youth will ensure that future generations will grow up to value, protect, and promote responsible outdoor recreation, stewardship, and protection of these special places, including our Los Padres National Forest. Also, we hope to model for our children the importance of volunteering. You know, we always say, be the change you want to see. While Los Padres ForestWatch does an amazing job at protecting wildlife, wilderness, water, and sustainable access throughout the Los Padres National Forest and the Carrizo Plain National Monument, volunteers are the backbone of the organization. ForestWatch weekend warriors do an incredible job at restoring wilderness areas, streams, and recreation areas by removing invasive plant species, by removing trash and illegal dump sites, by tearing down and removing barbed wire fencing left over from the cattle grazing era, and by assisting Forest Service staff in restoring native habitat. These are important things and can only be done with the help of generous volunteers. Time is the greatest gift a person can give, so please consider becoming a Los Padres ForestWatch volunteer today. Lastly, our Los Padres ForestWatch organization depends on the generosity of every one of us to support this year's Ojai WILD campaign. So please, your support in any amount you feel comfortable in giving will make a difference. Thank you, and have a great and memorable summer. Be safe. Bye.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in, and thanks to the Los Padres ForestWatch for all you guys do. We're the Rose Valley Thorns here in Ojai, California, and we're going to play for you a song that I wrote right here in the Los Padres National Forest. It's called Sense of Time. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Roaming for root while running out of time, getting lost in losing myself on the mountainside, on the mountainside. It tends to find my way. I wouldn't go so far to say I tried. I never tried. Now hours pass and minutes fly by. Peace of mind draws near with no sense of time. No sense of time. Oh, no time. With no sense of time. With no sense, light begins to fade, and obligations start to chime. You've got your place to hide, and darling, I've got mine. Oh, I've got mine. No finding spaces. My heart paces with new rhythm and rhyme. New rhythm and rhyme. Now hours linger, minutes counted. Peace of mind falls got time. When you ain't got time. Oh, no time. When you ain't got time. With no sense of time. Hours pass as minutes fly by. Peace of mind draws near with no sense of time. No sense of time. Oh, no time. With no sense of time. With no sense of time.
Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed that.
So there you have it. There's a bit more about why this work is so important. You know, if you think about what these public lands really mean, it's of course about the future generations. So the work that Graciela does, the work that all of these folks do to bring our community together and to make sure that our full community is engaged and that in fact the next generation of environmental leaders are ready to lead. That's what this work is all about. So I want to thank you all for that. And of course, that's again just a piece of the Los Padres ForestWatch mission. So yes. So we have a few more videos for you. This is just your moment to breathe. And I'm back again. Hello. But I'm not asking you for anything this time. But I do want to introduce some more important folks in this work. So first of all, we're gonna have 3 videos. But our Congresswoman Julia Brownlee will be joining us. She's the 26th District Congressional Representative, and she has some things to say about the work of Los Padres ForestWatch. As does Eric Good, who's an entrepreneur, filmmaker, conservationist with the Turtle Conservancy, and he's going to talk a little bit about this work in his context. And then finally, the Rose Valley Thorns are back with us again for a few more pieces. And then we're going to close out the night just really acknowledging all the work that you've all done thus far. We'll talk about our sponsors and what you've made possible. Take a look at that ticker on the screen. Those numbers are creeping up and we're grateful for it. So please take a look at our 3 videos and we'll be back with you shortly.
Hello, I'm Congresswoman Julia Brownlee. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to join you virtually today, and I especially like to thank ForestWatch for their tireless work in protecting and restoring wildlife and wilderness along California's central coast, including the almost 2 million acres of the Los Padres National Forest. It is my honor to represent Ventura County in Congress, which I often say is the most beautiful region in the country. We are so fortunate to have bountiful agricultural plains that are lined by miles of scenic coastline and adorned by the Topa Topa Mountains as a backdrop to this picturesque area that we all call home. Ventura County is also enriched by acres of public lands, which because of you and your conservation efforts, and more importantly, your advocacy, has been protected and preserved. I have been proud to partner with local organizations like Los Padres ForestWatch, who are vital in keeping our public lands and forests open and beautiful. As a member of the House Committee on Natural Resources and the Select Committee of the Climate Crisis, I am committed to protecting communities like Ventura County to ensure that conservation, resource preservation, and ecosystem protection remain a top priority for federal land management agencies. Even though we are currently working with unprecedented momentum and support for conservation efforts, there is still much more work we need to do to ensure that federal lands, like the Los Padres National Forest, are protected. Today, the Los Padres National Forest, California's second largest forest, is facing more threats than at any other time in history, and it is imperative that we correct the course. To address these threats, the Biden-Harris administration has announced their bold action plan to protect public lands and waters, which is now known as the 30 by 30 initiative, an ambitious effort to conserve 30% of America's lands, waters, and ocean by 2030. This work will be locally supported and locally led by voluntary conservation and restoration efforts through organizations like ForestWatch across public, private, tribal lands, waters, and oceans. By working together to safeguard the places that matter the most, like areas throughout Ventura County, we can turn this plan for conservation into action. We all have a responsibility to ensure communities like ours remain resilient and that they have the resources to conserve our public lands. Our mission is a shared one, that we preserve and protect our public lands, not only for the public interest, but for the interest of generations to come. Again, thank you for everything you do.
You know, there's a cliche, people say, think globally, act locally, but it's really not a cliche, because if people really did think globally and acted locally, everywhere around the world, we would be the best stewards of our own backyard. And Ojai is special because of the Los Padres Mountains that surround Ojai and this 200 miles of backcountry. What Los Padres ForestWatch does is critical to protecting and preserving what Ojai is. You know, as Yvonne Chenard likes to say, Bakersfield would be in our backyard if it wasn't for the Los Padres. And the incredible biodiversity that exists back here, from mountain lions, California condors, ring-tailed cats, down to the beautiful, exquisite horned lizards that we have back here, red-leg frogs, steelhead that still spawns in these mountains. It is really a special place and one of the more unique mountain ranges in coastal Southern California left that's intact. So the work that Los Padres ForestWatch does is so important, and it's important for all of us to support what they do and donate to Los Padres ForestWatch.
Hey folks, the Rose Valley Thorns here. We're going to play some proper mountain music for you. This is an old bluegrass tune called Love of the Mountains. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
On the hillside of the mountain, always looking up towards the sky. Reminds me of my papa and my mama, who lived there 80 years before they died. And now a bright moon is shining in the valley. That wagon leans against a stack of hay. She graze on the hillside by the cabin. My mom and dad are resting there today. The burning of the green wood on the fireplace, the falling snow around the redbud trees, branches of the laurel by the creek bed, the rippling waters of the gentle stream. And now a bright moon is shining in the valley. That old wagon leans against a stack of hay. Two graves on the hillside by the cabin. My mom and dad are resting there today. Oh, my papa used to talk about the young days when he and mama first had settled there. He spoke about the love of the mountains that he and mama shared together there. And now a bright moon is shining in the valley. That wagon leans against a stack of hay. Two graves on the hillside by the cabin. My mom and dad are resting there today. I said my mom and dad are resting there today.
Thank you very much, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. See you all around.
So there you have it, folks. I want to thank Congresswoman Brownlee. I want to thank Eric Good, and I want to thank the Rose Valley Thorns for their multiple performances here tonight. We're grateful for what you've made this event, especially in this remote environment. And to you that have all signed on tonight, again, 315,000. We're really grateful for that. So before we go, I want to thank our sponsors. You know, things like this only happen because folks step forward well in advance and say, I believe in that. I want to help you get there. And it's that sponsorship group that we're so grateful for. We're going to show them up on the screen in a moment. You can see over $60,000 raised tonight through the various means that we've used tonight with our live auction, our paddle raise, our fund to need, our silent auction, of course. But I want to thank the following. So our Chief Peak sponsors at the $10,000 level, we had Dick and Marilyn Mazes, always with Los Padres ForestWatch. Thank you so much, Dick and Marilyn. And of course, the Wellborn family, thank you so much for the multiple ways in which you've made this possible. At the Sespe Wilderness level at $5,000, Alice Gillaroo and Susan Jorgensen, it's been so long since I've seen you, but thank you so much for what you've done here for Los Padres ForestWatch. At the Topa Topa Bluff level, and you know, it's kind of fun to name these after places within the Los Padres at $2,500. We've got Carol Gravel Graphic Design, Roger McDivitt, Bill and Jill Shanbrom. We've got Slaughter, Regan, and Cole LLP. Thank you all for what you've done, again, for Los Padres ForestWatch. And then at the $1,000 level, Pine Mountain level, and of course, we all know that wonderful place. We've been hiking there. We've got the following. I'm going to read my notes because I don't want to mess it up. We've got Griffin and Rachel Barkley. Thank you. We saw you as bidders tonight as well. We've got the Becker Group. Thank you so much. We've got Brazenly, Von Driska family. We understand a couple families getting together there to be a single unit. Thank you so much for what you've done together. Hawthorne and Holiday Eden Art. Thank you so much. The Hill Family Charitable Fund. We're so grateful for you. The Hill Family Charitable Fund has been doing this for a while. The Hudson McLean family. Terry Clyde and Mike Cutliff, thank you so much for your support from the beginning. We've got Ruth Lascelle, again, another bidder right there, and Robert Bonowitz, thank you so much for your support of Los Padres ForestWatch. SC&A Insurance Services, LLC, thank you for your support. Sespe Power Solutions, the Stowen family, and Seasons Catering all together. And we're so many other sponsors at other levels. We're so grateful for you. That's the only way that this actually happens for you to step forward. Now, because of the sponsorship system this year and the way we did this, you saw, if you stepped up early, that we are also trying to support families in need in our region. And of course, the one thing that the spotlight of the pandemic shone on our community was that incredible need. And so 115 families in need, in partnership with our friends at Help of Ojai, were helped thanks to your partnership. So please give a hand. Everybody in the room, give a cheer. We've got this right here. All right, I'm being shown a card. Lauren is showing me the card with the magic number, and I can see it already. Oh, thank you, Lauren. That's Lauren, everybody. All right, so I'm going to tell you this number. It's a really good number. So what I want to thank you all for tonight is helping us raise more than $113,000. Almost 114. Yeah, let's say yeah. All right. This is a record breaker because although we've come close to this in past years, you know, the virtual world, more of those dollars go to the work, and that's the honest truth about it. So I want to thank all of you for being part of this, that dedicated team of the Los Padres ForestWatch staff, the board of directors of Los Padres ForestWatch, all of the donors who stepped forward to make tonight possible, all of you who bid, all of you who gave. That's why this work is possible. 17 years in the making, Los Padres ForestWatch has been the lead watchdog of our public lands here in our region. So if you want to make sure that those dollars go to the right place, place. If you haven't been on a pay-bee event before, you'll notice there's a little cart there. Whatever you pledged to give, whatever you did in your auction, it's right there. You'll be reminded, by the way, we want to remind everyone, and you can pay any way you want. You can go ahead and do it right there through the pay-bee system. You can send a check and let the folks know. You can do it any way you want, but mostly we want to make sure that all those resources go to the work, and that's what we're here to do. So I want to thank you for doing this with us again tonight, the 14th annual Ojai WILD from everywhere in the region and far beyond. And to close us out, we're going to have our Executive Director, Jeff Kuiper, say a few words. That's all for me, Jeff Green, your MC right here in the Oniricom studios. I want to thank Paul Matthew and the team at West Beach Films. Of course, Lauren Lapine, who's on board newly in this last year, running this event. And all the folks that made this possible. So we're grateful. And the closing words go, of course, to the boss. So here's Jeff.
Wow, everyone. We are simply overwhelmed and overjoyed at the amount of support you raised for us tonight. This is amazing, but let's not stop here. We hope to see you out and about, maybe at one of our volunteer projects in the forest, or at one of our upcoming virtual events, or in our action center where you can send emails to decision makers on issues that matter most to you, or out on the trails enjoying everything that our public lands have to offer. And we very much hope to see you in person next year for our 15th Ojai WILD. Until then, on behalf of the entire board and staff of ForestWatch, I thank you for your commitment and dedication to our region's parks, forests, and wildlife. Have a great night, everyone. Together, we are truly making a difference.